Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to finish painting in our haunted house picture today. So let's go ahead and get started. When we were together earlier in the week, we did our path and we did the trees, basic little ideas, but I want to show you how to finish your path. So we're going to start there. First thing I want you to do is you're going to put just a little bit of water on that path so that we can kind of get it primed. Primed means that it's preparing it, it's getting it ready for painting. And what I'm gonna do is show you how we're gonna put some stones into our path. And it's really easy and really fun. All you need is your number 10 size brush. So find your number 10 brush. It's great because it goes over such a big area. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna put some stones in here and we're gonna use our brown and a little touch of black. And black, as I mentioned before, is tricky. You don't wanna use too much black because it tends to make pictures look really, really dirty. So I start by putting some water in my receptacle right here. I am going to add my brown and black, but first I have to get them wet. So I add a touch of water to those. I add touch of water to my brown that's down here. Here we go. Okay, and then I put some brown up in my area where I need it. I want to create a lot of paint there. Add some black. So now I've got some nice dark color stones. Okay. The trick is I'm going to use this brush and the shape of its curved tip to just press down on the paper and make sort of an oval little spot. For further away, I'm going to press down very lightly with the tip to make spots. And as I get closer and closer to the bottom of the paper and closer to me, the viewer, the spots are going to get bigger so that stones will emerge and look bigger in front of me. Here we go. Also, I would start at the top because your hand might rest on the paper. You don't want to rest your hand on places you just painted because then it's going to be really dragging your paint through and making a big mess. You don't want that. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit and go back later. I'll add a little bit more. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on my grass right here. So same idea. This is gonna be really dark because this is at nighttime, so it's not like green grass you see during the day. I'm preparing my tray over here by adding some water. I'm gonna get these brushes out of the way because I don't need them right now. So over here, I'm gonna add some water. Grab some real dark green, and I'm gonna need also some dark, look at this dark bluish purple right here. And you can see there's too much in there, so we go back with some green. Remember, it's nighttime, so we don't want it to be bright green. We want it to look like a dark green. And blue really helps with that. Purple helps with that too. Purple helps mute a little bit of the blueness of the green because there's some red in purple. And red and green on the color wheel are across from each other, which means they make brown when they mix. So if there's a little bit of red in purple and you're putting some purple in the green, you will get it to tone down and not be so bright. Okay, remember, make a lot. Because once you start on that, you want it to really have enough. All right. Now, I'm going to fill this in with water and then go over it with my color. right, time to paint the house. I've got my two smallest brushes. This is a real tiny detail brush, and this is the one that's the next biggest size. The little detail brush says 10-0, and this one is a 2. It says right up here, a 2. So these are the ones I want to use. I'm going to use this real tiny guy for the really little areas like the windows right here and these pedestals, these columns, and maybe in the windows. And the rest of the house, I'm going to use this guy, the number 2. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to let these soak for just a second. Think about the colors I want to use. I would like to use in my windows right here a yellow. So I'm actually going to use the bigger brush just to get some water inside my yellow right there. And that helps get the paint nice and wet. I take that little detail brush, go right in there. And now I'm going to just fill in the rest of the smallest areas with colors I think would work the best for this picture. Back to our stones and put in a little bit more detail. Let's give a little bit of water. I'm going to do much more black, a little bit of brown, but I want these to be dark, shadowy stones. And I want the color to be more subdued. I'm going to use the same technique I did before with my paintbrush, except this is dry. So the difference is I'm going to dry brush. That means I'm just going to put my wet brush onto dry paper for the same effect, and you'll see the other stones peek through, but we're going to have a really nice kind of layering effect. Small in the background, and they get increasingly larger as we move into the middle ground. Next, we're going to make the sky. I'm going to put some water into here, and I want my very night sky to be a dark purpley black. So I'm going to start with the purple. That is more fuchsia. So let's go and find this purple over here. Let's see what this does. Oh, still bright. How about this? There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. It's a great thing about using your paints, though. You can discover more colors. Adding more water to make more paint. Adding a little dab of color to make it more rich. And then to take out some of the brightness of this purple, I'm going to add a little bit of black. Just to tone it down and to not make it so purple. It gives it a little hint of gray that I need to make it look more like a night sky. Okay, to get that to blend everywhere really nicely, I have to put some water on my paper first. Careful when you outline, you don't want to actually get it on your tree. You want to get in between the branches, and you want to get around your house. Here we go.